Word formation from verbs. Igbo language is a verb-based language. So we have a lot of words that are formed from verbs. So we can form new verbs from existing verbs. We can get adjectives from verbs, adverbs from verbs. We form a lot of nouns, especially the abstract nouns, from verbs. We also have prepositions that are derived from verbs. We form words from verbs in two ways. The first is by affixation. Affixation is affixing or adding letters or syllables to verbs to extend their meanings or to modify their meanings. The second is by compounding. Compounding is joining two or more verbs to give us new verbs. This lesson is on affixation. There will be another lesson on compounding. This lesson is going to focus on affixation. So affixation includes prefix. So prefix is adding letters or words to the front of a verb, so before the verb. We also have suffix, which is adding the letter or words to the end of the verb. We have interfix, which is adding a letter between two verbs. But this lesson is going to focus on prefix and suffix. Interfix will come in another lesson. So the first prefix we're going to look at is the infinitive marker I, that's I in English. So in Igbo it is E and E, so they need to harmonize with their verbs. In English, the infinitive marker is to. That's why you have to drink, to do, to be. So to is the infinitive marker. In Igbo, the infinitive marker is I. So you have engo, ime, ebo. In Igbo, the infinitive marker is attached to the verb itself. It's not separated. Like in English, to is separated from do, but in Igbo, the I is a prefix, is prefixed to the verb. For example, the verb to do is ime in Igbo. So when you say I want to do something, achorom ime ihe, achorom ime ihe. So the ime is to do, and it has to harmonize, the I has to harmonize with the rest of the verbs. The second example, the verb to be is able in Igbo. So he wants to be a king. Ochoro ebo eze. Ochoro ebo eze. So here we use the I with dot because the U has a dot underneath it, so they have to harmonize. The second prefix we're looking at is the auxiliary verb na. Na is the auxiliary verb for simple present or present continuous, and it has to harmonize too with the main verb. So it has to be na, a, or na, a. So there needs to be a vowel harmony. For example, the verb to do, which is ime in Igbo. Ọ na-eme ihe, he is doing something. Ọ na-eme ihe. So na-eme is the prefix here. To go is ega in Igbo. So ọ na-aga ọrụ, he is going to work. Ọ na-aga ọrụ. So here na-aga harmonizes with the ga, while the first example na-eme harmonized with the me. So another prefix is the auxiliary verb ga. Ga is the auxiliary verb for future tense. So, and it has to harmonize with the main verb. So you use ga a or ga e. For example, the verb to do. Oga eme ihe. He will do something. Oga eme ihe. He will do something. So ga eme is the prefix here, and it's harmonized with me. The second example is with the verb to go. That is ega. Oga aga oru. He will go to work. Ga a ga. There's vowel harmony here. Please go back and watch my lesson on vowel harmony. That will make it easier for you to understand this lesson. You can also watch my lesson on verb tenses. Okay, let's take some examples of suffixes. So the imperative form of a verb, that's the form that gives command, the mood that gives command. In Igbo, all you have to do to put a verb in its imperative form is to add a if the verb ends in a. That's the open vowel suffix. If the verb ends in e, you add another e. If it ends in o, you add another o. If it ends with o dot, you add another o dot. So the imperative form must end in one of these four vowels. If the verb ends in I with dot, then you add a. If it ends with the regular I, you add e to the end to make it imperative. If it ends in u, you add o to make it imperative. If it ends in u dot, you add o dot to make it imperative. For example, the verb to go, ga. So ga n'ụlọ m. Ga n'ụlọ m. That is command or request. Go to my house. So you can see the ga. We just pick the ga and we added another a to make it imperative. Same with the verb to do. Biko meya, please do it. So we have the verb me. We just add the second e to make it me. That is the imperative. Biko meya, please do it. So that is the suffix because it comes at the end of the verb, not at the beginning. We have another suffix here for perfect tense. So for perfect tense, you also use the open vowel suffix like we did earlier. But this time around, you add la to the end. For example, to go. Ọ gaala ọrụ. Ọ gaala ọrụ. He has gone to work. So ga, we use the open vowel suffix and we'll add la to the end for perfect tense. Same with do, that's me. O meela ya. He has done it. O meela ya. So me, and then we add la. So these are suffixes. Still on perfect tense. The suffix for perfect tense for first person or plural pronoun is different from what we saw earlier. So for first person or plural pronoun, we have to bring in a prefix, a or e. So a or e has to harmonize with our verb. Then we bring in the open vowel suffix and then we end it with la, that is la. For example, with the verb to go, agalam ọrụ, I have gone to work. As you can see, it's a, which harmonizes with ga, and then we bring in the open vowel suffix and then we end it with la. Agalam ọrụ, I have gone to work, because this is a first person pronoun. For plural pronoun, using do, ha emeela ya, they have done it. So ha me, a harmonizes with me, and then we bring in the open vowel suffix and end with la. Ha emelaya, they have done it. For the negative imperative, so giving command, but giving command not to do something, we use a or e and then we suffix la. So this is different from the perfect, where we use a or e and then use the open vowel suffix and then la. This, we don't need the open vowel suffix here. For example, using the verb to do, emelaya. Emelaya is don't do it, do not do it. So it's different from emelaya. So this is emelaya, don't do it. So there's no open vowel suffix here. Same with the verb to go. Agala oru, do not go to work. Agala oru, don't go to work. Still on negative construction. For this, we use ghi as a suffix. For example, omegeya, he did not do it. Omegeya. Using the verb to go, that is ga. Ogage oru, he did not go to work. Ogage oru, so not there is re, is a suffix re. Ogage oru, he did not go to work. So for the negative perfect tense, we use be. So we in addition to the ghi, we also add be. So beghi. So for example, the verb to do, omebeya. Omebeya, he has not done it. The verb to go, using the verb to go, we have ogabeye oru, he has not gone to work. Ogabeye oru, he has not gone to work. Still on negative perfect, here we want to use never. So for never, we use the suffix to be. So what I'm trying to show you here is you can bring in as many suffixes as you want to modify your verb to give you the meaning you desire, right? So if we use the verb to do, which is me, o metubegeya. So metubegeya is he has never done it. Then ga, the verb to go, ogatubege oru, he has never gone to work or he has never been to work. Ogatubege oru. So whenever you want to say something has never happened, then you just suffix to be to the verb, and that will say this has never happened. He has never eaten meat. Oritubege anu. So all you have to do is to look for the verb for eat, which is ri. So you now add to be. So oritubege, he has never eaten meat. The suffix for simple past, that's the past tense, is r and then the last vowel in the verb. So r and the last vowel in the verb. So for example, we have the verb to do, which is me in Igbo. So me, to get the past for me, the past tense, all you have to do is get me, then add r as the suffix, and then check what is the vowel you already have. In this case, we'll have e, then we'll write the e again. So that gives us mere. So o mere ihe, he did something. O mere ihe, he did. So this is did mere. Same with the verb to go, which is ga in Igbo. So ga, we already have ga. then the past will be are, and then we look back to the verb, and the last vowel we can see is a. We repeat the a, giving us gara. So ogara or he went to work. So far we've seen that we can use suffixes and prefixes to change the mood of our verbs and to change the tenses of our verbs. But those are not the only things we can do with suffixes and prefixes. For instance, we can introduce adverbs with suffixes. So, example, the verb to give is inye. So, nye is give. And we have a suffix to. The suffix to is the suffix for little. It's like saying little. So, when you suffix to nye, it becomes nyetu. So you can say nyetum miri, which is like saying give me a little water. It's a very polite way of asking for something. Give me a little water. Nyetum miri. You can also use the suffix no. No, it's like saying please. So when you suffix no to nye, it becomes nyanu. So you can say nyanum miri, which is like saying please give me water. Still polite way of asking for something. Now remember, please is biko. So you can also say biko nyanum miri. Is still polite, right? You can also combine to and nye. So when you combine them and suffix them, it becomes nyatunum miri, which is still very, very polite. It's like saying, please give me a little water. So it shows kind of humility or kind of politeness, right? You can add please. You can add biko if you want and say biko nyatunum miri, which is very, very polite.